Hey there, Sharon Horne-Ellstrom here, celebrating. Welcome to day 242 of our Be a Better You annual challenge. We're focusing on, of course, the IDEANCE process. Step 6 today, which is to celebrate. So we want to talk about how do we determine when and how and what we do to celebrate. I like to use the journalistic framework: who, what, where, when, why, and how are we going to celebrate. I like to celebrate wins as we work toward filling the gap between where we are and where we want to be and moving toward what it is that we want, especially with respect to emotions this month. We're using the IDEANCE process all this year, but today we're focusing on step 6, celebrate, of the emotional IDEANCE process, right? So we're applying it to an emotional topic or an emotion that we want to usually improve or change in some way that serves us better than it has in the past. So I'm doing fear in both my personal life, the Be a Better You annual challenge, this segment, as well as in our Supersize Your Business group. Because guess what? If I'm experiencing fear in my personal life, I'm bringing that right with me to my businesses or to my job or my career and everywhere I go. Everywhere we go, guess who's the common denominator? We are, because it's our life experience. So today we want to think about, and we kind of touched on it yesterday, what milestones as we move from where we are to where we want to be, do we want to acknowledge and celebrate? I love to track and journal, especially in the more subjective areas of my life. So mindset, mental health and well-being, spiritual health and well-being, which we're going to go into next month, emotional health and well-being this month, we're covering it. I journal a lot about these topics because it's hard to find ways to measure them, but you can actually measure them. You can measure how many times during the day you experience or feel the emotion that you want to eliminate. So I've been tracking fear personally, and like, okay, when am I noticing that something's coming up, and it's actually a response to a deep-seated fear that I didn't even realize I had. So today, what can we do to identify milestones or wins, and then what will we do to celebrate them? Now, I also want to challenge you to celebrate the lessons you learn from the things that don't work. Sometimes we think we have little failures along the way, but they're really just stepping stones. So how could you acknowledge, document, and learn the lessons and celebrate the lessons that you're learning from those? I will tell you that in my lifetime, now that I'm old enough to go back and reflect, all of the worst things that have ever happened to me have somehow turned out to be the best. Usually they were something that I was going down the wrong road. I needed a dead stop, and I needed to stop, pause, and actually pay attention and choose what it is that I wanted, instead of thinking I was stuck with a current situation or a current relationship or a current emotion, etc. So today, share in the comments below one way that you will celebrate either your wins or your lessons learned, so that we can learn and get ideas from one another. I like to do little things, but I like to specifically acknowledge both wins and lessons learned. I document them. I document just about everything. I like to write them down, because then I have a resource I can physically go back to if I need to, because that thing is rearing its ugly head again or peeking up again. All right. I hope this is clear what we're doing today. How are you going to celebrate? What are you going to celebrate? Share in the comments below. Any questions? Please ask. It's a holiday weekend here, but that means I'm around, and I am more available to help you if you just ask. All right. Have an awesome day, and I'll, of course, see you tomorrow.